All right, we are live. We're live on IG, we are live on YouTube, and we are live on Facebook. Would have been on a little sooner, but there was quite a bit of an issue trying to get online on YouTube in particular. For some reason, YouTube just was not functioning, so I had to actually go through another client, SteamYard. So you see the little folks who are watching YouTube right now, see a little client uh, a little logo of SteamYard on there. That couldn't be helped for some reason. YouTube just wasn't allowing me to natively access and get online. I'm going to do one thing, and then we're going to start this live. I'm going to do one thing and start this live. All right, we're back. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks, for the intermission. All right. So, AW's new show, Monday to Friday, bringing you news as and keep you informed, engaged, and reacting the most optimal way for your business, investment, entrepreneurial activity. Today is the 30th of July. Let's talk about it. It's the episode du jour. The episode du jour, the topic du jour is about, hurricane preparedness. We have a hurricane that is brewing over on the can I see the chat here on Facebook? That's weird. So we have a storm that's brewing over just southeast of Hispaniola, right? And they're saying that it's tracking towards Haiti. It's tropical waves, so there's not going to be much wind, right? But it is certainly going to drop a lot of water potentially in Haiti. If you know anything about it, a little bit of rain causes tremendous headache, tremendous problems, and potentially even deaths because infrastructure is so poor. There's certain areas that get, even a little bit of rain gets flooded, because they were very mountainous. So all the water tends to pool and really get concentrated in certain areas. I remember during the Haiti football team's championship run, and they were playing, I believe they were playing Mexico, and in the beginning of that match, there was an announcement that 2, 3, 4 people died because of basically a mudslide, right? And some property being totally inundated with water, and I believe it was City Soleil actually, right? And so there is a genuine problem with whenever water hits. I know there's a lot of Haitians who, if it's just a little bit of like a little sprinkle, they won't go out because they know that even a little sprinkle, if it gets a little like real water starts dropping, it's a tremendous headache and dangerous, to be quite frank with you, right? And so it's important to do an episode on Haiti Business News to talk about hurricane preparedness and also how to navigate it and how to stay on top of it, right? And so certainly we want to talk about what the Haitian government's doing. The Directorate of Civil Protection held a conference a few days ago, July 26th, where they had an all-day event. They had members from different municipalities there, members from different departments there, different ministries there, and they did quite a few different things. They did simulation exercises. They did just general education awareness, and how to implement awareness campaigns in the municipalities and districts and departments that they're in to allow folks to know what to do, right? In the case of a problem, hurricane and storm, there were lessons and workshops on drone use. There were emergency operations center discussion, how to communicate during a crisis, right? So a lot of things that were done during that conference period that certainly were very value added, and hats off to the Haitian government for doing that, for taking that aspect of things very serious, and in collaboration with a few NGOs that we know, since Hurricane Matthew, have been working very, very diligently in the South area to help prepare, or allow folks to recover, but then allow folks to prepare for the next hurricane that may happen. So that's hats off, to that. We got a comment, Pierre Paul on YouTube. Haiti has worked diligently out for preparedness for years now. If nothing else work consistently there, hurricane preparedness is definitely one that works. Absolutely, Pierre Paul, I agree with you. Certainly ways to go, because again, the base issue is the situation of lack of infrastructure that even during regular rainstorms, causes massive problems. So the infrastructure, first and foremost, needs to be there, and it needs to have investment there, and it's not happening. So we'll see ultimately how the response is. We won't know until the next crisis how the response management of Haiti has improved, but we'll see. What I really want to talk about, though, is how do you be ready for a storm while you're in Haiti? And I recommend, right, highly recommend that you do the same things you would do in anywhere, right? You stock up on water, stock up on non-perishable food, right? You get different things like batteries, you get little things like candles, other goods that you're going to need, and have enough of supply and durability in that supply and variety in that supply that for 2 weeks, at least 2 weeks, you can survive off those supplies. Very important, right? And that's true no matter where you are, right? If you have storm shutters and other things that you may need, make sure that they're operating. Don't wait till the day of to rush to the hardware store. Make sure you have all those items ready. What's funny actually is Haiti actually there's much more resilient for those who of means, right? And there's a lot of Haitians who aren't of means, and it breaks my heart when hurricanes happen and they're very much affected. But those who from the diaspora will come back, for example, and then are invested in their homes, and because usually most homes have Delco generators, diesel powered or gasoline powered generators. Most homes have water, on the property, right? Folks have to dig holes because there's no pipes necessarily in Haiti. In many places, I'm starting to see more and more actually, but there's not for most. There's not. So folks have to dig big holes, and water is contained on property. So generally, your water is going to be on property, and so you can still shower and do everything you need to. Like in the States, where if there is a hurricane, a lot of times water shut off, or there's a boil water warning, right? And again, in the general status quo for a lot of Haitians is always to have a stockpile of food and other items available to them, right? And so just by the day-to-day requirements of living in Haiti, a lot of folks are prepared for hurricanes just by the nature of just this country, right? Those who can't, those with even minor means, right? So it's kind of a little, believe it or not, it's a little bit redundant to get on air and say, get ready for hurricanes. Because again, most folks are ready at all times for anything because you have to be in Haiti. But it is still important for those who are new, who maybe they haven't experienced hurricane in Haiti, to be aware of that. Another thing to know too is that the way the geography of Haiti is such that those who live in Port-au-Prince are pretty insulated to the worst of any hurricane. because the mountains are so high. Any hurricane that passes through, I mean, gets shredded. Right now, the folks who are going to get worse are the folks who are on the other side of those mountains. So imagine Jacmel, Okai, those places will get it as the hurricane hits that wall of mountains. All that water, all that rain, all that wind, pounds that side. Same thing with Cap Haitien. If sometimes there's been hurricanes that kind of brush by, right, and then go up, and again they get the worst of it because they're on the exposed side. But Port-au-Prince being on the inside, covered by on the northern side 2 layers of mountain ranges, and on the southern side 1 range. Most hurricanes get shredded. The wind, the worst part of them, gets shredded before Port-au-Prince gets affected. And Port-au-Prince only really gets affected by the water, right? The deluge of water. So that's just something to keep in mind, right? That you're actually, from a hurricane perspective, if you're in Port-au-Prince, are on the inside part of Haiti. I'm talking about Miagouan, I'm talking about maybe Jérémie, I'm talking about maybe Saint Marc. If you're in that inside part of the horseshoe of Haiti, you're going to be overall fine in a way, right? Now, the final piece I want to leave on, because the video is getting a little long, is business, right? How do you prepare your business for a hurricane, right? And again, this goes right back to the fact that the reality of doing business and living in Haiti is that by definition you're going to have generators at your business. You have to, right? You're probably going to have solar panels because you have to. You can have batteries, right, into your business because you have to, right? This is just in general, just for your day to day. Your office is going to have its own supply of water because you have to, right? And generally you have, a little bit of stockpile sometimes, for your office to continue to run. Now, other things to consider is, do you have a place on property for your employees to sleep, right? Because if the worst starts to happen, during a work day, is it safe for your employees to leave? Is your business so mission critical that regardless of what's going on, they have to come, especially if you have that sort of outsourcing sort of business? Sabagadio, like your clients, that doesn't matter to them what's going on, or maybe political disturbance or weather. You have to service them. You have to provide them service. And so, considerations may include, having some place in your office, comfortable with bunk beds or whatever it may be, where an employee can sleep. That's something to think about, during the big times of crisis. And other things, for example, being able to go get your employees, having emergency hotlines and numbers so your employees can call in and stay in touch with you and with each other to help each other as things happen. So all these things are things you have to think about. Having meetings with your employees to say, okay, here's what we need from you guys. How do we help you? How do we help you get to work and still do what you have to do and get back on your feet as quickly as possible so the company can get back to generating revenue as quickly as possible and everyone can keep their jobs, right? So those discussions have to happen. You have to have those discussions with employees with certainty, right? And of course, I'd love to hear what your comments are, what your perspectives are in terms of running a business in Haiti during a nasty weather event. Particularly for a hurricane. I'd love to hear your comment. Love to hear your feedback. I'd love to hear what some of you guys have experienced while here. Thus far, I haven't had any major weather events while doing business in Haiti. But still, I'm prepared for it. and these are some of the tips I've done to make sure that I can weather, pun intended, any particular crisis, right? But this is where we're going to end it for today. We're getting a little long, right? I had to do a live today just because we're trying to wrap up a project here on our side. Hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get back to a standard episode with all the graphics and info and all that. As always, doing these lives, I do appreciate folks who comment. I'm not sure if any people were commenting on my Facebook for some reason. Again, the comment section didn't show up at all, so I do apologize. Anybody who's on Facebook Live was commenting. Maybe I was looking at. I'll see afterwards, and I'll try to respond, by typing. And again, you know what it is. Monday through Friday, I hit that comment as per usual. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that share. I appreciate you. And until we're back at it again, we'll be back at it again.